Hello and welcome to this yoga and myofascial release class for singers. Thank you so much to Charlene for this collaboration. Be sure to subscribe to her channel and to like this video and put "my voice is so much more resonant" in the comments after you practice, because I promise you it will be more resonant once you finish this class. For this class, you're going to need two props. You're going to need a 9-inch inflatable ball, which you can find on Amazon. It's just a Pilates ball. You can also use a kid's toy ball. You can let out as much air as you need to make it more comfortable for you. You can also do any of the exercises I show you using this ball on your bed, which will also lessen the intensity. You were also going to use a lacrosse ball. You could use a tennis ball or any ball this size, or one of the yoga tune-up balls, whatever you have, and that will work as well. We're going to start with a vocal check-in to see where you're at now, so we can check in and see where you're at the end as well, to notice how much more resonant your voice is. So I thought we'd just sound the vowels, or you could do any vocal warm-up that you most love, but I will do the vowels. So let's just take a breath in and sound the vowels. A, I, O. Okay, we're going to do all the exercises and check in with our voices at the end. So we're going to start with the ball underneath your left foot. Okay, right underneath the left foot, standing on the ball, just placing some pressure on the middle of the arch. Okay, so when you're standing and you're singing, it's, as you know, you want to have a strong, solid foundation and base, and that will give you strength to your voice. I like to think of the arch of our foot as like the base diaphragm of our body. So you're just going to step off that ball and just feel the difference between your right and your left leg right now. Feel how the right leg feels more integrated with the whole of your body, and feel probably all the way up the right side of your body right now. And then we'll do that on the left side as well. So just placing that ball in the center of your foot, putting a bit of pressure on it. It doesn't need to be, it's quite tender, but it doesn't need to be too painful. You get to control how much you put on it. Just waking up the arch of your foot. Okay, and then step off the ball and we will build our Tadasana, our mountain pose. Okay, so we're feeling our feet are going to be right underneath our hip bones. Lift and spread the toes. Feel the weight evenly between the ball of the foot, behind the toes, and the heels. So I know that when I'm speaking to people, and I'm sure it's the same when you are singing for people, there can probably be a tendency to lean forward. So we want to feel that evenness between the heels and the ball of the feet. And then what happens is that you will be able to feel that sense of being centered and grounded rather than being anxious and moving into the future. Then let the knees be slightly bent. That'll allow the energy to move through the body. Check in with your pelvis. Pelvises can tip backwards or forwards depending on the person. So if the pelvis is a basin, you don't want water tipping out the front or out the back. So just even that out so that you're keeping the water within you. The pelvis is an area where there's a lot of energy reserves, and so if you're spilling out the front or the back, you're leaking that powerhouse of energy, which can be really useful for singing as well. And then we'll bring the ribs over that pelvic basin, the ears over the shoulders, and then you've built that Tadasana, and just feel the strength of that just from lifting those arches and from connecting with that first foundational diaphragm in the feet. And we'll check in just again already with the sounding, with the A-E-I-O-U or whatever vocal warm-up you would like. Okay, so the next one is we're going to sit on the ball, in the center of the ball, for the pelvic diaphragm. Okay, so you're going to sit down so the ball is right in the center of your pelvic diaphragm. So your pelvic diaphragm moves in symphony with your respiratory diaphragm. As you breathe in, that pelvic diaphragm moves down. As you breathe out, your pelvic diaphragm moves up. So by applying myofascial release to your pelvic diaphragm, you're creating a more resonant container, even bigger than just the respiratory diaphragm. So all you have to do is sit here and breathe, and you're creating myofascial release here. So we're just going to sit here and breathe. This is my favorite kind of yoga. You don't really have to do much. It just does it for you. So you could also do this while you're watching. It's better if you're mindfully doing it, but I was going to say you could do it while you're watching TV or just, sitting. Sometimes I'll do it while I'm doing my cards or, So you might be able to feel a little bit as you breathe in, the pelvic floor moving into the ball. As you breathe out, the pelvic floor lifting off. And we can do a little bit of rotation here. Into the other side. And then let's come back center and we'll sound again. Okay, so for the next one, we'll apply this to our respiratory diaphragm. And for this one, we'll just take the ball and we'll place it right in the center of the diaphragm at the base of the ribs right here. And you're just going to lie down on the ball, breathe into the ball. Okay, so this is where I told you if it's too much for you, then you can let more air out of the ball. You can also do this lying on your bed. And pain, pressure, and a pulse is all normal here. Just breathing into the ball and breathing out, letting your body, your organs, your bones, your fascia soften over the ball. Okay, you're going to come back up to seated. And just for convenience, we'll sit on this ball again. Okay, so from here we're just going to do a little bit of side bending for your body. So side bending to one side. And the other. And then we'll come back to the center and we're going to check in with that diaphragm again with the sounding. Great. So we're going to do just a couple more things, just myofascial release to relax the vocal cords. So for this one, what you're going to do is you're going to make fists, and all you're going to do is go from your ears and drag down towards your collarbone. So let's do one side at a time. So just taking that fist, you can apply as much or little pressure as you want. Start with little, just dragging your knuckles from your ear gently down your neck. You're releasing your sternocleidomastoids, which is a great muscle to release through your neck. Will help your vocal cords. Just dragging. So you just place your hand there and you let it slide down. So it creates a drag. That's how you get to the fascia. Okay, let's go to the other side. So just a slow drag. You start from your ear. You let gravity just drag down. They slowly slip down. Okay, from here we're just going to release our tongue by sticking out your tongue as far as you can down towards your chin here. So breath in, breath out, stick out your tongue, and go to the sides too. Okay, so let's check in again with your voice. So now we've released, there is actually a diaphragm in up here as well. So let's check in last time with your voice, see if there's been more resonance connected for you, and you can do whatever vocal exercise you want to check in with what kind of vocal resonance you want to create. So thank you so much for joining me for this Yoga for Singers class. Thank you so much for liking this video, for subscribing to Charlene's channel, and for putting my voice is more resonant in the comments. Be sure to come on over to my channel where Charlene and I talked about rituals for yoga. It's a beautiful video, and if you practice yoga, I think you're really going to love some of the ideas that Charlene came up with for us. I'm sending you much love and many blessings.